Hey friend, welcome back. In today's video, I want to give you some tips on saying no within your relationships. This includes saying no to your parents, to your spouse or your partner, to your friends and family, and while also learning how to say yes to yourself. So let's start with why we struggle to say no. Saying no is a form of setting a boundary. When we say no, we are refusing or denying something or someone. We feel guilty for saying no, partly because we know from the other person's perspective, the expectation or hope is for you to say yes. And by us delivering the opposite response, it opens so many doors in our minds, like they will be upset with us or this will hurt their feelings. If you're afraid of the type of response you will get from saying no, that's normal. Ideally, you will want the other person to respect your decision and be understanding. However, do expect some pushback, questioning, and even defensiveness. Keep in mind, some people may become triggered if they perceive it as rejection, which is based on their past experiences and really nothing you can control. Frankly, that's not your problem because you've remained true to yourself and did what was best for you. We can sometimes feel like we don't have a right to say no because it's not justified. Like if they ask you, why not? And you really don't have a reason besides, I just don't feel like it. You are not bound to only saying yes unless you have a really good reason to say no. Before I go into detail on how to say no to the various relationships in your life, I want to take a moment to emphasize being honest. Honesty is one of those values I feel can take you so far when you uphold it. Healthy relationships are built on trust, and I want you to practice being truthful even when it doesn't feel good. So let's dive in. All right, we're going to start with saying no to your parents. Saying no to your parents be like, I know it's hard to fathom that you're an adult and technically you can make decisions for yourself. And sometimes those decisions aren't aligned with your parents' expectations or wants. Now, some people equate saying no to your parents as a sign of disrespect. And I've also seen a common belief where we feel indebted to our parents. And so whatever they ask, we perform as a form of appreciation. To that, I say it's important to remember that in healthy relationships, one person isn't expected to meet all the needs of another person. There are other ways to express your appreciation for someone, including using your words. As we mature into adults, we take on more roles and responsibilities that require our time and commitment. And so you'll need to create a healthy balance between things that rank priority and while still doing what's best for you. Let's get into some ways that we can respectfully tell our parents no. This isn't a good time for me. Is there someone else I can call to help you with this? I can't do it, but I can tell you how to do it. No, I won't be available. I have other plans. No, that's not where I want to focus my time right now. Or no, I don't share your vision on that. All right, moving on to saying no to your partner. Saying no to your partner is not easy either. And before I share ways to accomplish that, let me preface it by saying I support engaging in regular conversations with your partner to find out what both of your needs and expectations are from each other, and you both reaching a desired outcome. This might actually reduce the frequency of you even having to tell them no, or at the very least, them being more understanding to your no's if you're already fulfilling their needs, or there are other unique circumstances that have already been addressed. But because you're not a robot and you're human, you won't always be able to do everything all the time. Saying no to your partner looks a little different because this is likely the person whom you're closest to and who knows you best. In intimate relationships, I suggest also expressing how you feel about whatever is being asked of you. Let's say, for example, you're saying no to something because of financial reasons and don't feel comfortable spending that amount of money. When you express how you feel, try to refrain from being aggressive because this can quickly put them on the defense and escalate into an argument. It can also be helpful to offer an alternative solution rather than just saying no. For example, your partner asks you if you can pick up their parents from the airport. You could say something like, I can't pick them up, but I can get them an Uber driver. Or if they can wait an hour, I can pick them up at that time. Some other ways to decline something could sound like, I'm a little overwhelmed with other things, so I won't be able to commit to that right now. I appreciate you for fill in the blank, but I would rather fill in the blank. Not this time. Can we try a different time? Okay, saying no to family and friends. Now, to family and friends, I'm going to help you figure out the best way to say no to your sister that keeps asking you to watch her kids, to the best friend that always calls for your advice but never listens, to the cousin that has not figured out his budget and needs to hold some money until his next paycheck. In my experience, and from those of my clients, it is best to be candid. State your answer and your needs directly so you can be done with it. For example, your friends invite you to brunch on Saturday, but you prefer to sleep in on Saturday. Instead of saying, no, I'll skip this one, you can say, thanks for the invite, but on Saturdays, I'd rather sleep in. If you guys decide to go later, then I'll join. Now, the first response implies that this one instance, you won't be able to make it, but there's hope for future gatherings. If you know within the foreseeable future that you do not plan on waking up early, go ahead and say that so you don't have to repeat the no process again. And I can already feel you trying to overthink this, but don't. Don't assume that they will think you're trying to tell them to change the time or that they'll feel like you don't want to hang with them. Rest on the fact that your decision was rooted on your truth. Your friendships or your relationship will not crumble because you didn't show up to brunch. If possible, try not to linger or beat around the bush with your response. If it's one thing I hate, it's mixed signals. Can I borrow $100? Let me see what my check looks like Friday, and I'll let you know. Let's try that again. Can I borrow $100? No, I don't have any money to lend you. Perfect. The point is, consider your needs first and be clear on your answer. All right, so I want to transition now to some general tips on how to say no. 5 to be exact. Number 1, explanations are optional. Oftentimes, we feel obligated to explain why we can't fulfill a request to make ourselves feel better about saying no. You do not need to give an explanation if you don't want to. Simply making a general statement such as, no, this doesn't work for me right now, is enough. Number 2, don't allow people to guilt trip you. When you tell a person no, it's likely that they will question why or invalidate your decision. Don't get intimidated by their response to your no. Sometimes people will hit low and make it personal and attack your character, your loyalty, or even your love. They'll have you questioning yourself like, maybe I could do this. Stop. Remind them that the decision is yours and you will not be dissuaded. I trust that you are capable of making sound decisions and doing what's best for you. Number 3, own your no. Try not to develop a habit of giving in. People prey on the idea that you will change your mind if they are persistent. The key is to be assertive by demonstrating a confident tone and body language. Number 4, take time if you need to. Now, I know I said earlier in your response to friends and family, try not to linger. But if this is something you really need to take some time to think about, by all means, do that. If you're not sure that you can or you want to commit to a request, then asking for some time to think about it is okay. For example, let's say my best friend invites me to her 5-year-old daughter's birthday party. Now, I have a teenager, and he's certainly not going to want to go. I don't have any little kids, so why would I be at this kid's party? Let's see. I could be cuddling up with my favorite book. I could catch up on Abbott Elementary. I could do brunch with the girls. I mean, the possibilities are endless. So what do? I tell her, Let me think about it and I'll let you know by Thursday. This may be an easy yes for you because, like I said earlier, this is my best friend. So why not do that for her? But if I tell her no, this doesn't make me less of a best friend. And if I say yes, it will be because I wanted to and I won't regret my decision later. Okay, number 5, sorry, not sorry. If you are apologizing for saying no, come here. Stop it. Save the apologies for when you have wronged a person or did something in error, but not for declining a request. Saying no is saying yes to you. Listen, I'm not campaigning for you to go around passing out no's. What I'm saying is use your discretion and allow these tips to guide you when you do need to turn something down. Keep in mind that you have to monitor your well-being, and sometimes that means limiting your availability. I hope you enjoyed this video and thank you so much for watching.